Okay. Says I'm live. So we'll wait for people to come in. If you're on YouTube, just scrub forward and we'll wait. Hopefully notifications go out. I never know. So, but this is what I'm going to be doing today. One like this, only in different colors. Don't know the colors yet, but we'll figure it out. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on with my voice. So, hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. I'm texting my brother. My nephew just went in the hospital, so. Okay. So, anyway, yeah, hopefully he'll get better. I don't know. Hi, Terry. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Ego Brain. Thanks for coming, you guys. Hi, Judio. You got a notification? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, you guys, I've had the craziest week just with people, out of town people coming in, coming out. Then I was babysitting the dog. Hi, Dee Dee. Have a banana, have a fig. Newton heard somewhere that works. I just finished eating a little while ago, so I don't know. Hi, Kat. So yeah, it was a crazy week, and I literally have done zero art. Like, well, yesterday I did get to sit down, and I was gonna do for Inktober vintage cereal boxes, and I'd done all the research, had a list of what I was gonna do and everything, and I had not drawn one thing all week long, and I was not really feeling overwhelmed, but just like, what have you done to yourself? So yesterday I decided I'm going to go ahead and just do some Zentangle patterns. And so I did get 3 done yesterday, and I did get the little book put together. So this is what I've done. So, and these are things that I've seen on Instagram, I think. So, hi, Joan. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do some Zentangles because it's, I think it's all I'm capable of right now. Honestly, I just, when my schedule gets goofed up, it goofs both Robert and I up. Like, I was lucky to get us fed. That's how I feel. Alyssa, did I say hi? Thank you. So I think I'm just going to do Zentangle again. It's kind of my go-to safe place. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going. So I've got 3 of them done, and we're on the 7th. So I'm only 4 days behind, and hopefully either through the evenings or, having a quiet day here or there, I might be able to do that. I don't know. Why is October always just kind of a crazy thing? Hi, Vale. So that's where I'm at with that. But I did, I went to Hobby Lobby. Let's see, Robert and I went to stock up on groceries. I think, well, was it Friday, Dee Dee? Hell, I don't know. It almost had to be Friday. So I did go to Hobby Lobby, and I got the wood. I'm going to make a wooden palette for the Kuretake paint. So I bought a bunch of wood, and I did buy a jigsaw puzzle for this winter of vintage cereal boxes. So I have them. I'll go get it real quick and show you because it's really kind of a cool puzzle. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, sorry, I could have gone and gotten this before I started, but I didn't think about it because I didn't even think about what I was going to be saying. So, but yeah, the General Mills cereal boxes, that'll be a fun puzzle, huh? But mostly I bought it because I was thinking I was going to draw these. So, and then I thought, well, I could do a poster. I could put this out and say I did it. Not really. So anyway, they had puzzles on sale. So I went ahead and got that. And I got the wood for the Kuretake palette. So I'm psyched about that. And then I always have to walk into the art department because I'm a hoarder. I know the hoarding cameras are going to show up at my house. I know they are. But anyway, I walked into the watercolor aisle. Hi, Barbara Clark. And look at, I'd seen these advertisements on my Instagram and stuff like this. And I always thought, oh, those are so cute. Look at that little baby watercolor set. Now, I have no intentions of using this. But the magnets are good and strong if you wanted to, you know, I mean, it stays together, or you can clip it like this and keep it together. And I did a little cheat sheet for it, but I really have zero intentions of actually using this. Yeah, because I'm not going to travel. I won't be using it. I know. But look at it. It is not the cutest little thing ever. Just like, and it's wood. And that was, yeah. And next time I go, they also have a metallic one. I'll buy the metallic one and I won't use it either. So, yeah. But is that not just the cutest little thing? It needs to live here with me. It was screaming at me, buy me, buy me. And I said, but of course. So it is really cute, right? So yeah, I bought that. And then I had a little stamp set that I picked out, but for whatever reason, it never made it to the checkout because I don't have it now. I could check the car. Maybe it's I doubt it's in the car. So anyway, here in the next few weeks, as things get caught up, I will be making the palette for this watercolor set that I'm going to use today. Because this thing's just too big for my table and stuff. So I think I'm going to put like half and half, like this half in one palette and one half in this palette. Oh, Robert Vaughn's bringing the mail. Thank you, Robert.
You're welcome.
Because I was going to say I only have one. Now I've got 4 to show. Yay. Thank you, honey. So yeah, I'm going to cut it in half and put this section in one and this section in another. Make it a little bit more manageable. And then, of course, I'll put the Art Nouveau all in one. So I bought enough wood to do all of that. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. So now I've caught you guys all up, and I will open some mail and show you some very cool postcards. Yay. I only had one, so I'll show it first because it's already been opened. This is from Cindy Lovin. She lives pretty close to me, actually. Okay. Got to make sure there's nothing. These are cool. They're very, very textured. I'm not sure what the background is, but it's pieces kind of like quilted together, and then she did sew on it and stamped on the back. So, and they're all kind of the same, you know, same idea, but just everyone's a little bit different. So I'll just flip through them. You make my heart smile. I'll probably keep that one. So they feel cool. And then each back is a little bit different as well. And there's metallic paint. I don't know if you can see it. These are Cindy Lovin. Robert's opening the mail over here, so that's why it's so noisy. Frida. So they're cool. All right, let me make sure I'm keeping them all. So they're collage and paint and sewing, and they're a little bit of everything. They're cool. Yeah, they are cute. It's a girl thing. And then another Frida. Oh, so she actually sent 6 cards. So I like when there's an extra or two because it helps me. So very cool, very cool. And that's tissue paper, it looks like, glued on there. So they're all really kind of different, but very cool. And the rest of them I have not seen. Don't know anything about them. So thanks for playing with us, Cindy. Somebody will love getting these. Man, she had them packed in this envelope. I swear to God, I thought it was a Dee Dee envelope. She had it taped so good, I thought I'd never get into it, and I was afraid to cut it because I didn't want to cut the cards. But I did it. All right, so that is something for later. Oh, this top one is from Dee Dee Willingham. Let's see what Dee Dee sent. Dee Dee sends me something about once a week. That's why occasionally I have to go to Amazon and find something she might need and send it to her. Because she sends me stuff all the time. But that bear, if you guys were at Dee Dee's this morning and saw the little bear that had a tape measure coming out of his butt, it was awesome. Just because adds, oh, that's cute. Look at that. Oh, thanks, Dee Dee. Look at that fat little body. That's cute. Macaroni. Thanks, Dee Dee. I'll put it up here with the one I still have in its envelope. But yeah, I'll be happy to get that. Yeah, it's the vintage postcard set. Yeah, thank you. Ooh, I like the Hello stamp. I've not seen those. USA Forever stamps. That's a cool one, Dee Dee. I do scavenge all the stamps that she sends. All right, these I'm going to do by size since they came in all the same day. This one doesn't have a name on the outside, so we'll have to wait till we get in to find it.
Here's my mail if you want to look through it.
Okay. Thank you, honey.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
We'll just leave it over there.
Okay.
You act like I'm sitting over here not doing anything.
Okay.
I'll find it. Oh, these are cute. Let's see who they're from. This is from Trina Nelson. Look at this. Her stamping is very meticulous. This is again collage. She used some die cuts. And then the Happy Halloween is stamped. I don't know. Well, I can tell that that's stamped. Oops. Move the envelope. Very cute. Very, very cute. And they're all different, it looks like. And she sent 5. So cool. Autumn, a time for harvest, changing leaves, the magic spell that autumn weaves. So yeah, collage, pattern paper, stamping, and then the backs are all the same. So very pretty. Very pretty. And then the same stamp on this one. Well done, Trina. These are so much fun to get. The crows are stamped. Chandelier. Oh, and the back is all, I guess that's a stencil. So she made her own. Stop picking on him. Okay, Dee Dee. That is never going to happen. This one's very cool, too. I like the die cuts and how she embellished them. Put a little glitter on there. Very cool. Look at the skelly. Hi, Sharon. Anybody I might have missed? I think I said hi to Ego Brain. So thank you, Trina. Those are very nice. You guys will be lucky to get them. And remember, the deadline is coming up the 15th. I think if you're domestic, you'll still be able to participate, but you better get on it. And when I only had one to show today, I was like, well, maybe everybody listened and mailed them early. So maybe that'll be the case, that I won't be right at the end sitting around waiting for envelopes to be delivered. Okay, and this is Pamela Livingston. Dang, girl, you put enough postage on there. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. What is, oh, that's just a piece of cardboard, I guess, to keep them from being bent up. Autumn Blessings, and that's stamped. Very nice. Oh, got to look at the back. Autumn is a second spring when every leaf is a flower. Queen Pam. We used to know her as Elon QP. She's the one who, well, sent Dee Dee those little nib holders, little matchbook. Yeah. And that was where I got the idea to make them, was from Queen Pam. She stops in at Dee Dee's now and again. So there's 3, 4 that are all the same in kind of the peachish orange. And then the leaves that she stamped on here, she embossed. So obviously her stamping is beyond excellent. Nice, Pam. And these trees, when you get them in the light, I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, over here on this one, you can definitely see it on the camera. Nice. Very nice. I wonder, that must be the stamp pad, don't you think? Hey, CB. I love getting stuff like this. And then the envelope that she mailed it in, she, let me see if I can, stamped all the butterflies. Hi, Angie. And then this last one is, I think, Kimberly Iwanowski. And she had told me that she'd gotten hers in the mail. So, and other than that, I don't really know of any that are still outstanding. So, yeah. Happy. Oh, these are on like some sort of ledger paper. How cute is that? That's on tissue paper cut out and collaged on. Oh, that's so cute. You can see the ledger paper in the background. And then here's the ledger paper with nothing on top of it. These are like keeping track of when they used to let you walk in and get stuff on credit. Like little, I'd call it a credit card, but you guys would think of a credit card. I have that stamp. Kimberly 557. How cute. And I have a stamp something like this too. The little banner's cute though. And they're all just slightly different. They all have the sunflower and then the different pumpkin stamps. Those are so cute. It looks like she maybe sent an extra or something. So aren't they good? They're so cute. Did Kimberly come in? Kimberly, these are cute. I like the substrate. I like the paper that you put it on. You probably bought that at Johnny's, right? One of Johnny's sales, because Johnny, I think, sells a bunch of stuff like that. You wondered how much of that stuff is outwondered. Oh, she's not here? Okay. I thought I saw somebody say, hi, not hi, Kimberly, so, but she can come back and watch the recording. They are really cute. So thanks to everybody who's participated. And I will swap those out. I don't know what day of the month the 19th is on, but I will swap them out the very next Tuesday after the Monday that I show them. So there we go. All right, I think that's all I had to show. I have not finished the painting that I started last week. I mean, when I said I have no time, I've had no time. This is the one Dee Dee freaked out when I did the circles on it. So I still need to finish this, but I will because I really like this. It's a Saturday. Okay, so it'll just be like 4 days later because I'll wait until Monday to show whatever I might have received, and then I'll swap them out. So yeah, but one of the things I love about this Kuretake paint is the way that it blossoms. So I'm going to be doing more of that today, only I'm going to do it a little bit different format. And I did save all the watercolors, so I know what colors I used. So now all I have to do is out of this very cool, brand new, focus you freak. You like it without the black circles. Well, I may not like it when it's done, Dee Dee. I may end up having to start all over from scratch. So now for the one today, I just need to pick some colors and start painting. And the other day, I'm trying to think. I know we used the blue gray and maybe the Indian red. So I'm just going to pick, I don't know how many colors I want to pick. Probably 5 again, because the way I laid this out, you guys probably can't see it. I'll hold it up to the camera. But I did go ahead and draw out, and I'm going to do it. It's going to be bigger, because partly the reason I wanted to do the watercolor today was because I have not tried it on the Fabriano paper. And I'm getting very attached to that expensive Fabriano damn paper. That's all I got to say. But it's going to be like this, only it's going to be bigger, obviously. So, and I think I used 5 colors on this one. So, yeah. It's very sharp today. Awesome. I don't know. Tell me if I'm having I haven't had a black screen yet, and I don't know what that's about, Dee Dee, but this morning, you're right. It was about every few minutes, it would, it wasn't a black screen for us. It would just freeze for a second, and whatever you were saying would stop. So, yeah, but tell me if I start getting that baloney starting to happen. You know your problem, Dee Dee, you're paying for it. I don't pay for it. All right, let's pick some colors and I'll quit picking on Dee Dee. Well, Dee Dee's kind of like Robert. The chances of me not picking on Dee Dee and Robert are pretty minuscule. So, yeah. So I'm thinking let's do some purple. Oh, do I have a... No, I just have a piece of paper here. I was going to say, let's just pick the colors and see. I want to do, I think, the cobalt violet. That ultramarine pale. That will look really pretty with the violet, don't you think? The Viridian green or the turquoise green? Let's do the turquoise green, and then I can also use a sap green. What do you think? Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Hi, Belinda. Let's do the lighter of the sap greens. That's one thing I like about this Kuretake, and this is the Kuretake 48 color set. And look at all the greens you get, and blues. And then look at this little piece of crap watercolor set that I just bought. You get that one green. That's it. You do get 2 blues, but 1 green. And then why 2 darks? Like who? Or look at all the browns you get. What the hell? What were you thinking, you guys? You could have put in another light green. God, I'm a bitcher, right? But that was the one thing that kind of surprised me when I looked in there, was where was all the greens, you guys? Okay, Angie, you love picking on Dee Dee too? That's what we have in common. All right, and then I think, what other color do I want with these? You know me, blues, greens, and purples. Picky, picky, picky. I know, CB, right? Mwah, mwah. When is Xander coming home? Oh, what do you think? Maybe yellow ochre would be pretty with this. Tell me what you think about this palette. And because I'm not painting something, it is a cute little palette, Bossy Butt. I have to agree. Hi, Rachel. Any day now? Yeah, that's what I thought. 2 days now? Okay. All right. I'm thinking that may be the palette that we use, because I can work a lot on top of it. I have places where I can use dark ink, places I can use light. So, okay. That's the one we're going with. I'm going to move this aside before I wreck it. And we'll start filling up the palette with the paints that we chose. Well, I chose. I don't think you guys had a whole hell of a lot to say about it, but in that case, it kind of sucks to be you. You can yell out changes that you think I should be making. And I can't use my other palette because it's still got the paint for that other painting in it. But the one thing universally that everybody who used these paints says is how beautifully they re-wet. And I have to say, I totally agree with them. Totally re-wet beautifully. Okay, it needs a little bit more water. And I'll see if these colors blossom as, yeah, that's about right. As well as the colors I chose last week. Hi, Anne. Hi, Barbie. Excuse me. All right. This blue may be one of the most favorite blues in any paint set I have. And they call it, what do they call it? Ultramarine Pale. And I don't have this in any other set that I have, but it is honestly one of the prettiest blues, if you like light blue. So I'm really glad life is going to get back to normal this week. I've had about enough disruption. Keep my nephew in your prayers. I just found out he's in the hospital. He came down, he lives in Colorado, but he came down here for the weekend, and he was supposed to be leaving this afternoon. He got up this morning and couldn't walk. There's something wrong with it. He's got a skin infection or something. So is this the original set? The original set of the Kuretake? Well, Kuretake is funny with their paints because they package them in 100 different ways. So it's hard to say, well, this was the original set. You can now get a set of 100 Kuretakes, but I think it has some of the Art Nouveau colors in it and some of the metallic. See, this one has 3 metallic down here. Dee Dee, I think, has a different set. Dee Dee, do you have this set or a different set? And Dee Dee's had hers for years. And she told me to get these. And honestly, I've looked at them off and on for years. I'm not even hosing you. But I just thought, oh, I can't justify that. I've got so many watercolors. But then this hoarder instinct pops up, and next thing you know, boom, I order more watercolors. And then I walk into Hobby Lobby. Boom, I buy more watercolors. Hi, Cindy. Cindy, are you the one who, is your last name Lovett, is what I'll ask you. Because if it is, I just showed your cards. And thank you for playing with us. And they were awesome. So thank you very, very much. I think this is the green that it was this one. Yeah, it was this one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, sap green light. I'm pretty sure this is the one. So all the cards we've gotten are just so well done. So much fun to go out to the mailbox. But last week I was just going, what the heck? Where's all these postcards? Oops, got a little bit of the next door neighbor blue in there. Probably won't hurt anything. And if it does, nobody will know or care. And then the last one I picked was yellow ochre. And I like that. It looks really pretty in there. Okay, did Cindy say if she was the right Cindy? When's the last day? The last day to get them to me is October 19th. So you've got, I don't know, 12 more days. So if you got them done and got them in the mail, I think they could get here in time. Hi, Dorothy. I married a loving man, and that's my story. And okay, Cindy, that it was you then. I kind of thought it was, but you know what they say about assuming. But I love these big pans. Of all the things that I love about these paints, I think it's the bigger pan that you can you don't smush up your paintbrush, just put it in there, grab your paint. It's awesome. Yeah, so Cindy, you'll have to go back and look. I showed yours right at the beginning. First thing I did was show all the cards. Well, I might have bitched a little bit about stuff, but that's normal. People who get here early know that. I always have something pretty good to complain about. And I try and take enough paint out that I can finish the whole painting without having to add. Hey, Cat and Paste. But honestly, what now? I got to go back and read. Barbie, okay, here's the deal about participating in a swap. I think every one of us would say, oh, I'm a little intimidated, whatever. Don't be intimidated. I think it's a great way to, one, share your art with the group. Nobody is going to be critical of anything you send in. I promise you, it just wouldn't happen. And I say it over and over, and I'll say it again. You know, we're all at a different place in this art journey that we're on. And you cannot ever, I don't care if you've been doing it 30 years like Dee Dee, or 5 years, or 2 years, or 2 months. It doesn't matter. Your art is never going to be somebody else's art. So don't be intimidated. Do what makes you happy and what you love. And I've never heard anybody in our group ever judge somebody else's work harshly. I think it's more about creating this community that we all belong to, we all enjoy. And I want to see your work, because unless you're on Instagram, how would we ever share what we all have in common. And that's pretty much what this whole community is about. So please, Barbie, go ahead and submit. And you'll be happy to get back art from other people in the group who also, at one time or another, or maybe this time even, have been intimidated by somebody else's work. Do you think I'm not intimidated by Dee Dee's work? Why do you think I don't color? You think I could have done that girl with turquoise hair? I don't think so. So, yeah, I think it's just you got to put yourself out there, and you won't get other people's artwork back if you don't play with us. So, just saying. But look at how dirty the water gets. There's something about these Kuretake paints that makes your water filthy immediately. Why do you think I don't Zen tank? Oh, well, there you go, Dee Dee. See, Dee Dee just put it all in perspective. You know, it's all what you love, what you enjoy doing. And I think that's the whole beauty of it, is each one of us appreciates that you're willing to put yourself out there and you're doing something you love. And we want to encourage that. We all have different focuses and interests, and that's for sure. But that's one of the things that makes this community so awesome, in my opinion, is I wouldn't want us to all be alike. And the best part is, for sure, what CB said, that you get stuff back. And who knows, you might get ideas from their artwork. You may want to, I mean, I oftentimes will copy something I see on Instagram, partly to remember it, and partly so that I can put my own spin on it and hopefully learn something in the process. Because it would be boring as hell to do the same thing every day. Well, unless you're eating ham sandwiches, in which case you can never get enough ham sandwiches. At least that's the way I think. Hi, Vale. I've met so many beautiful and talented people. I'm grateful. See, Vale, I think each one of us would say that. And that's why last week when Angie said something about being ignored or something, it really bothered me a lot, because I don't want anybody ever to feel like that, you know? I think at Dee Dee's, the chat gets so darn busy, unless you're just sitting there intently reading it, sometimes things get ignored. So, but I don't think that's ever anybody's intent, you know, is to not respond or not interact. And I think we've always been really careful about that, you know? So, and that doesn't mean you can sit and chat and bitch about everything, because that is my job. Got it? I'm sorry if my creativity exceeds your perception. There you go. Well, and I think we put too much emphasis on whether or not other people like it. I don't necessarily do it for the approval of others. I have too damn much time on my hands. And what would I do otherwise? Sit around and watch reruns of Oprah or something? No, I don't think so. It fills my day, and I say that about everybody. Everybody needs a hobby, because there will come a time when your kids are gone and hopefully you get to retire and you're going to have a lot of time on your hands. So find something you love doing. Believe me, you'll thank yourself. And I'm going to try and get these to cauliflower and make some crazy designs in this. And I just drew this design quickly this morning while Dee Dee was streaming, so I'd have something to do, but I wanted to do another one of them. I could just do stuff like this all, well, a lot of times I do, if it's, especially in the winter, can't go outside, no garden to tend. I'm going to pull you guys down a little bit. You won't see the palette, but hopefully you'll be able to see what the paint's doing when I mess with it. Oh, I just got green in that. Oh, well, we'll have to see what happens. Dee Dee is so damn fast, that girl. This morning she had that, I looked away for like a minute and she had that turquoise hair done so fast. And I thought, how does she do that? Because I take forever to do anything. I hadn't really decided if I was going to mix these paints. I probably won't. And if you came in late, I'll show you what it ultimately looks like that I did with the granulating Kuretakes, which were fun, fun, fun. If I can find it now, it's probably buried. This ultimately is kind of the idea. And the reason I'm not going to finish this one is because I was going to fill the lines in between black because I got them uneven and that bothered me and I hated it. So I ended up cutting off the bottom of the painting. Hey, View. So this week, Mr. Robert and I get to go back to normal, which is good. I don't think either one of us do real well. When our little schedule is messed up, but it was fun. His daughter came and stayed with us, and then his grandson came over the weekend just for a day, and then we had little Smidgy. So my brother was here twice, and we just don't have that much visitors as a rule. We just don't. Probably because we're not very likable, but that goes without saying. And I don't want them all the same, you know? You know what? Maybe I will, here and there, add a darker version of the color that I chose. So for like that sap green light, I might add some of the darker sap green into it just to get some color variation. We'll see. It doesn't have enough water, so. CB likes me. I like CB too, but then someday she might not like me either, and that's okay. I tell him, I'm streaming this afternoon, so if you're going to make any noise, come in and make it now. That doesn't happen. See how I didn't get that spaced equal? That will bug me, so I'll have to go back and try and fix it, or else I'll just leave it. What the hell? I am liking the colors, though, so. If I wanted them perfect, I should have used some masking fluid. Hey, and I got thinking, I don't know why I was laying in bed last night thinking this. It's crazy some of this stuff I think about when I'm trying to go to sleep. Has anybody, excuse me, didn't mean to choke myself with this unimportant question. Try it, view. Has anybody ever tried using rubber cement with watercolor as a masking fluid? But I was laying there last night thinking about it, and I thought, why wouldn't watercolor work? Or not watercolor, rubber cement work as a masking fluid, and it's going to come off way easier than the masking fluid I have. And that's why I don't use masking fluid, is because it's so hard to get off after it dries. But rubber cement would just pop right off, but it would act like a resist. Okay, see, Barbie knows the answer to that. I have some of it, CB. The only problem is these lines are curved, because I did think about that, CB, believe it or not. I didn't know how to get the washi tape to curve so perfectly. But I do have some of that. That's how I did my watercolor poster, was with that real thin washi, and that's why the lines are all real straight. If it's a straight line, it works beautifully. That's a big old drop of water. But don't you love the designs that the added water makes? And these, the Kuretake, I wasn't sure if it was going to work this well on the Fabriano paper, but it's working awesomely, exactly like I hoped. So that must be the nature of the paint rather than the paper, how much the paper. But I was going to try and keep all these spaces somewhat the same. Well, that's not happening. So I'm going to have to distract in some other way. Well, if you have enough water that you can help it run, that can be really fun too. Okay, let me go back and read chat. Rub-a-dub-dub. That's quite an existential question. I know, cat and paste. It actually wasn't middle of the night. It was probably more on the order of 9:10 because I'm sure I was asleep by 9:15. I don't, as a rule, have too much trouble sleeping. If I do, you're going to hear me complaining, because that's the one thing I just can't deal with, is no sleep. I need my beauty rest. And probably the reason I was even contemplating it, frankly, was because doing something like this was in my mind. So, and I was thinking, how could I get those lines more perfect, more better? Because I do like to wake up Monday morning with an idea in my head of what I'm going to do on stream. Makes the whole day go a little bit better. That's going to have a big old one in it. Oh, okay. Cindy's postcards were made from a masterboard. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for sending the extra. Yeah. No, you don't have to deal with any nephew's girlfriends. If they're a pain in the butt, you tell them to leave. The third one on the right, this one looks like a hand reaching down. Oh, this one, it does look like a hand. Spooky. Went to Hobby Lobby this morning. I went last Friday, but I didn't really buy much. Well, the wood added up quickly because I bought quite a bit, so I have some on hand. So that added up pretty quickly. I had a pricey day on Friday. Went to Sam's Club hungry. That is the dumbest damn thing you can do, is walk into Sam's Club hungry. And then, after I spent a gazillion dollars, went right over to their little restaurant, the deli place that they have, and ate a hot dog. Why didn't I do that reverse? Why didn't I go eat something first so I wouldn't buy everything in sight? Because that is exactly how I roll. But Sam's, I don't eat hot dogs, and I would never buy them to fix at home. But Sam's Club hot dogs are so good in their deli, not the ones you buy. You can buy their deli hot dogs from them though, because we did it when we were down in Texas. We did a great big hot dog roast, and you can buy a box, but the box would be enough to feed an entire block for over a week. Every meal. You have to buy a bunch of them. But they're beef hot dogs, and they're really good. And the crazy thing, you know, I complain about the cost of everything going up and up and up and up, and I'm serious about that. But you can still get, I didn't get a drink because, yeah, I didn't want soda. So I got 2 hot dogs and 1 drink for Robert, $2.32. Can you believe that? That you can still get Sam's Club hot dog for $2.32 to feed 2 people? That's crazy. It's cray cray, I'm telling you. I'm going to come back and add water later on that one. What color do I want? Maybe more purple now. Oh no, I got to do some light blue. Why am I ignoring that light blue? Goofball. And if you've never had Sam's Club pizza, it's also really good. That one, see, I got a little booger there. That are they Nathan's or Hebrews Nationals hot dogs? We don't eat many hot dogs, but when we do, it's Nathan's. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long ago that we went down and picked up that box of hot dogs. I don't know. And I think they were actually packaged for Sam's Club, so I don't even think they had a logo on them because I think they're package specific, because we went to the deli to buy them. And they were, you know, happy to sell them to you. But I think we had to do that hot dog roast that day. I think it was like $77 for just hot dogs. It's been a long time ago. Like, we got hundreds of hot dogs. Yeah, you couldn't beat the price of a hot dog and soda at Sam's Club. They call it a combo. You want 2 combos? Nope, 1 combo. No drink. Another thing that's really good at Sam's Club in the deli, and honestly, Robert and I had not eaten there, stopped in the deli since COVID, because they'd closed it all down for COVID. And so we had just stopped going in there. But I thought, oh, I don't want to drive home hungry, because I had too much good stuff. I would have been digging into cinnamon rolls and Cheetos and muffins, cookies. Yeah, I think all Sam's Club has the little restaurant deli. I thought everybody who went in Sam's Club ate there. I thought it was a requirement with membership. I just went out the line. Oh, well, we'll fix it. We'll do our best to fix it. But I have to say, I do like this Fabriano paper that I showed you guys that I got when I ordered from Blix. I am a huge fan of this paper, and I'm not sure exactly why. I can't tell you why I love this paper. I think it's the texture, but your paints act really nice on it, and I don't know. Wouldn't you know it? I'd have to order it from Blick. Ugh. Oops, I just put the dark blue in the light blue. Not a good idea. Okay, I have to ask Terry a question, because I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a week, even though I was still at Dee Dee's. Terry, have you played with your granulating Kuritakes? Because after I showed them, Terry went ahead and ordered them. And I think I have to say I was surprised when I played with them how they behaved. So, have you used them yet, Terry? I bet she has, because I didn't see anything on Instagram, but I might have never gotten on Instagram a couple days last week. But having that little puppy here, oh my gosh. I think Robert and I were both ready to go to the pound. I'll get it out, Alyssa. And I ordered it at Blix, and I don't think I looked at it at Amazon at all. It's Fabriano 1264, made in Italy. And I don't know, this pad had how many sheets in it? 30 sheets, and I can't tell you what I paid for it. But it's nice and heavyweight. It's 140 pound or 300 GSM, which is pretty typical for watercolor paper, but it's something about Amazon has it. Okay, well that makes my life a whole heck of a lot easier. If I can, I'm going to add some of that darker blue in with this blue. I don't know, it's something about the texture, something that I'm really liking with this Fabriano. Liking it really a lot. And another thing I haven't really used is the Daniel Smith sticks yet. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to have to be doing, I have a bit more. I found if you add a lot of water, you get, oh yeah, for sure, Terry. It takes a lot of water, but I think You have to experience that firsthand. Haven't used them on anything really except pattern I posted. Really, they came out too light to really show. Hi, K Art. Yeah, I think you have to play with them, and watching other people helps a little bit, but not enough. Like, you have to play with them, but the amount of water definitely makes a difference. But I like them right out of the pan too. When they're in their, dark colors. But yeah, to get the granulation, you definitely have to add a lot of water. And then it's just like magic. Like, how did that happen? Kind of like watching Dee Dee do collage. How did that happen? I blinked. Getting those corners crisp is a pain. And this paper does dry fairly quickly. So if you're going to alter it, you need to kind of get on it. Hi, Marguerite. Yeah, they all watercolors do dry lighter than what you think. That is for sure. And that's probably going to be pretty noticeable with that Art Nouveau set, because those are lighter colors to begin with. I'm surprised how dirty your water gets and how quick it gets dirty. Okay, let me check that message just in case it's not Dee Dee. Thanks for telling me that, Dee Dee. It's probably my brother, maybe not. Nope. I'd just like to hear if they learn anything about my nephew. Oops. So knowing how I'm doing this, putting the water on and getting these spaces, you can almost anticipate what I'm going to do. More pens, yeah. Alyssa may be like me. What did she order? Alyssa, tell us what you got. Alyssa, you're in Denver. Did you go to Meinigers? Meinigers, in my opinion, is the best art store in Denver. If I go to Denver, that's one place I insist on going. Alyssa, I grew up in Lakewood, out by Westland Shopping Center. I don't even know if Westland Shopping... Oh, look, the yellow went into the purple. That's okay. I'm going to leave it. I have to watch for Alyssa's answer because I bet it was... I have the Daniel Smith dot card. I love the Daniel Smith dot card. I don't use it. I just keep it. It's kind of like that little paint set that I just bought. I'm not going to use it. I just own it. I'll leave all the dark over here. I like how that yellow bled in there. Meinigers. Oh, is that not the best art store ever? Oh, I have to say I'm a wee bit jealous, Alyssa. Not just a wee bit jealous. I'm a whole hell of a lot jealous right now. Meinigers has been there for as long as I can remember. I spent a lot of money there, money I couldn't afford to spend there. They used to have, I don't know if they still do, because art books used to not be everywhere. And of course, we didn't have Amazon. So it was the only place that had a whole section of nothing but art books. Oh, it was like dying and going to heaven. To go in there, and they put chairs so you could sit down and flip through the books. And it was so awesome. Fourth and Broadway, in case you're wondering, is exactly where Meinigers is. You lived in Lakewood for a short while, but raised in Loveland. Okay. My son had a house up in Loveland. Loveland is a great little town. He was up in the mountains just behind Loveland. I love Loveland. And they have a great like factory outlet mall there, which is cool. Meinigers has a website. Yeah, I know they do. CB. I don't order from them a lot. I mean, they're not a big store. They're not like Blick. Like Meinigers is a one-of-a-kind little art store. And it's not as much fun ordering from their website as walking into the store, you know, when you're jumping and skipping and like this all the way in, and it's like, woohoo! And then you walk in the door and the whole smell and everything just takes your breath away. But yeah, I did know that they had a website. But I don't know that they can compete with the Blicks and the Amazons and stuff like that, to be honest. But if I was there, I would go and I would spend money for sure. My first easel I bought there. I don't have it anymore. I think I gave it to somebody when I moved to Oklahoma. And then I moved to Oklahoma, where this place is a wasteland for art stores. We used to have one. It was more a drafting store than anything. But they did carry some art supplies called Triangle. And it closed. No more Triangle. And other than that, I don't think there is another one in Tulsa. Probably the closest one I would have is either going to be Kansas City, Missouri, or Dallas, Texas. I'm right. Well, probably closer to Kansas City than Dallas, but those are the only big cities. And I don't really, other than Jamie lives down between Denver and Colorado Springs. But otherwise, I don't really have a reason to go to Denver. Yeah, going into an art shop is kind of like going into a print shop. Like, the smell is so amazing. And unless you're a printer or something like that and don't know about it, it's definitely an acquired taste. But I love the smell of a print shop. trying not to water these paints down too much. I think on this blue, let's see, where did I order? That's where I added the darker of the blues in there. I'll do that again because I kind of like the way that looks. I didn't know you lived in Denver, Alyssa. Or maybe you don't, but yeah, surprised me when you said Denver. Colorado used to be an awesome state. Okay, Angie lives near Knoxville. Yeah, I have, if I didn't have Amazon and Hobby Lobby, I couldn't have anything. There used to be a little gallery in the little town of Grove that's one of the closest towns to me. Oh, okay, Alyssa. You don't live there. Okay. But there used to be a little gallery where some of the local artists would show their art. And it was kind of a barn-shaped older building in town. And I don't want purple there. They had like a area the size of maybe a card table where you could go in and get certain art supplies, and they had all the mediums and stuff like that, because most of the people who showed their art in there did oil painting. It was mostly oil, but there was some good artists, I have to say. But you could tell that the prices, I mean, it would be like if you ran out of gesso or something, you could run in there and pick it up. But the prices were just like, holy cow. They obviously weren't buying the product wholesale, I have to say. But that's as close as we come to buying anything remotely artsy. Well, Walmart has bee paper. So shut my mouth. You can get all that cool stuff at Walmart, along with your milk and bread. I think this blue color actually, well, the blue and the purple, the dark colors maybe. You have 3 Hobby Lobbies, all about 40 miles. Well, yeah, because Dee Dee and I were talking not very long ago about, she said Hobby Lobby seems to be getting more and more home decor stuff. Less of the, well, I guess decorating your home could be considered a hobby, huh? But yeah, and I have noticed that too, that they have less and less. I would imagine it's hard for any of the retail outlets to compete with some of the bigger online places or Amazon. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. And as much as I hate that, I like having some place that you can go nearby. But honestly, if it wasn't for Amazon, I probably couldn't have anything, like nothing. It would be take it or leave it at Walmart. That would be it. I'm going to add some more paint to the purple. I've watered it down too much, I think. And I'm as big a hypocrite as anybody because I hated Walmart when it started coming in and killing small mom and pop stores. Hi, Barb Owen. Thanks for coming. Hi, Starla. Yeah. Hi, Zen Jen. I agree. You know, it's just hard for them to compete, but it is the way retail is going. So, I mean, you can fight it all you want, but it is what it is. And Amazon has just made it too dang convenient to get on your computer. Well, in fact, my brother was here a little over a week ago, and he was going to help Robert work on a piece of equipment out in the garage. And so we looked up the part that he needed and found it, $15. We never had to leave home. And when I ordered it, it said, we'll be there tomorrow morning between 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And this was about 3 in the afternoon when I ordered it. That part was here before I got out of bed. I mean, we would have driven 100 miles looking for it. And boom, it was here, delivered to my house, first thing in the morning. It was like, how can anybody compete with that? And who wants to go shopping for a damn part for a compressor anyway? Right? So the fact that they would deliver it to my house before I'm out of bed, you can't argue with that. Sorry. My little town, the only place to buy groceries is Walmart. It is that or drive 45 minutes to Fort Smith and not a lot of selection. Yeah, see, we have one other grocery store in Grove, and it's a employee-owned store. But I have to say, I love it. And their deli, quite frankly, is 10 times better than Walmart's. So, yep. I guess it's all just what you get used to. When I moved here from Denver, I had lived between Boulder and Longmont. And we had a huge, huge King Soopers a mile from my house. And I was absolutely spoiled. I mean, I didn't realize how completely spoiled I was with that big grocery store right there. And then I moved down here, and there was 2 grocery stores. It wasn't the one that we have now. But I could barely go in that place. It smelled like spoiled meat to me. So I couldn't use Farrier's because it stunk. And Walmart. And the first time I had to go buy major groceries at Walmart, I was practically in tears. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I was so dismayed. Like, if you wanted ketchup, you get Del Monte's. Take it or leave it. Oh, and the Walmart brand. Take it or leave it. That's it. I was really, really almost in tears that first time. And then when I liked Italian sausage pizzas, so I was going to make and I could buy that at my King Soopers, just nothing. It was just there. Thanks, Devin. Thank you, Barb. And I went to look for some Italian sausage. And I went in, and the only thing you could buy was Jimmy Dean. And it wasn't Italian. It was breakfast sausage. And I was horrified. I didn't realize that grocery stores down here don't have that stuff. So yeah, your choices are Walmart brand and one name brand. That's it. Take it, leave it, get your ass out of here. We're done with you. Get out. But now that I've lived down here this long, I've gotten used to it. And I drive to Joplin for a lot of things that I want. There is one really good grocery store up there that I like. And you can there's a Green Grocers up there. So, yeah, but in my little town, yeah, take it or leave it, loser. Oh, I just painted over my line. Oh, well. Have to alter that when I get down to it. It was just a general idea anyway. God, I'm a whiner, aren't I? But while I'm complaining about that, I will say I like the quality of life better here. So I guess all of life is one great big trade-off, you know? We have 2 local small supermarkets and a butcher shop. Yeah, we have a butcher shop. We have a really good butcher shop in town, so I will say that. Yeah, my biggest single problem where I live is produce. Yeah, you can't get good produce anywhere close to me. And, you know, like for just your everyday grapes or lettuce or something like that, I don't mind getting that at Walmart. But most of their vegetables don't last. Their bananas, I swear to God, I will die believing that the reason you get gnats in your house, those annoying little flying things, is from Walmart bananas. The only time I have a gnat in this house is when I bring home Walmart bananas. And Robert loves bananas. I could take them or leave them. But if it was up to me, I would never buy a Walmart banana. They bring bugs into your house. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Okay, let me check my messages, see if it's my brother. Yes, it's me this time. Oh my gosh. Dee Dee just told me, congratulations, Barb. I guess everybody in chat knows that Barb's wedding is this Sunday. I'm so happy for you, Barb. I really am. Sunday. Okay, go ahead and tell me. I can call you later to find out all the specifics, but did you go get a dress? And what color haven't I used? I guess this one. I'm so happy for you. Barb Owen, our little blushing bride. That's awesome. I, of course, knew about the engagement, but I did not know the wedding date. Thanks for letting me know, Dee Dee, so I could pick on Barb for a few minutes. Are you still here? Sure, call anytime. No dress, casual. Well, now I want to know about the lingerie. Did you go get some very special lingerie? See, this is why you don't want me to know anything, because I'm going to pry. I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to embarrass you. Barb's at her own house, so she probably doesn't care. Oh, you didn't know until 2 weeks ago? Well, I'm glad you guys did spur of the moment. What the hell? Nothing better than that. I'm really, really happy for you, and both you and Studley. Oh, I got to get some clean water. I've got another clean jug here, but this water is just about ready to gag me. Okay, got better water now, because I'm going to add some more of the ultramarine pale. No, I was waiting. Oh, we can just do it online. We'll go to Frederick's of Hollywood, Barb. And just get on that Frederick's website, man. We can find you some serious bad boy nighttime wear. Poor Barb. Oh, Race is going to come give you away. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe I can get you a volume discount over at Frederick's. God, I would hate to be my friend. No, that's so awesome. Truly a fairy tale story, in my opinion, Barb. And you both deserve happiness, so you go, girl. Good enough. You have his credit card? You have his credit card. Oh, you're as good as married already, girl. Yeah, we'll get you the family discount. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the truth. I've never owned a pair of or any kind of lingerie in my whole life. And I wear underwear. I get them in the kids department. Sorry, you guys were off screen. I should start working at this from the other edge now. Underoos with dinosaurs on them. It is fairy tale-ish, Barb. And I think it's proof, too, that even on your darkest days, you don't know what the future holds. So always be hopeful for the best, because it can happen. I think Barb and I are actually both a testament to that. You never know how life can just get so much better. No itty bitty yellow polka dot bikini. No, Starla, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever even owned a bikini. That's kind of a sad thing, isn't it? That even in my youth, I was so modest, I wouldn't put on a itty bitty bikini. Unfortunately, I met men that didn't really care. Of course, I never exactly had a body for a bikini either, so there's that. And body alteration when I was young was just not a thing. You got what you got and you lived with it and you were happy with it. Now you don't have to live with it. I would, but other people apparently won't. So there's that. Get some more purple in here. And then put some water in to stop it. You've never owned one either? Okay. Starla, I think you're way younger than I am. But yeah, I was never a bikini person. Well, but I lived with my dad, and he was pretty strict about what I left the house in. So I never wore short skirts, and I would never wear anything low cut. So yeah, it was the way I was raised, I think. You told me years ago that I was stronger than I thought, and I thought you were crazy. I'm glad I held on and trusted you. Imagine I trusted you. I know, Barb, that's frightening. It's frightening, I swear to God. But I have to say, I was very honored that you would call me and talk about personal things so openly. And if I gave you good advice, I didn't smoke dope that day. No, I'm kidding. I don't smoke dope. No, I think I just learned from my own life experience that, oops, I don't want to do wet on wet. Even in your darkest days, you cannot see what the future, the potential of the future. And I'm sure that's by design, um, but you left yourself open for the good things that are out there. And so that's a testament to you that, you were at least open to something good happening to you. And I truly believe, and for those of you that may be new around here, I was a widow at age 44. And my husband had told me, because we knew he had a brain tumor, that he wanted me to be happy and go ahead and get married and do whatever. And I am such a homebody, and that hasn't changed. I mean, I was a homebody then, I'm a homebody now. And I said they'd have to come knocking on my door. Sure enough, Robert Vaughn knocked at my door. Um, but I think you have to leave yourself open to a bright future no matter what. And I know with all my heart, and not just because Jim said that to me, but because I lived with him and I knew him, he would have always wanted the best for me. Wouldn't matter what it is. He would want the best for me. And of all the people who may have been involved, he would have been the happiest for me. And I will say that about Clausman too, Barb. Clausman would want you happy, and he's up in heaven, jumping up and down with joy that you've gone on and found somebody or something else in your life, because we need it. I mean, I think this is what God intended for us, is that we live our life to its fullest potential, and that if that includes another person, awesome. And there's no rule that you have to, but thank God that I was at least open to going on with life. Can you imagine what the last 20 years would have been like here alone? I mean, if you think I'm a cantankerous wench now, holy crap, you ain't seen nothing yet. He's probably with Studley's wife. You never know, Barb. I mean, you just never know. That's the sort of stuff I wish I knew. But yeah, you don't know. I'm going to get some more of that dark green and maybe plop it in here. You just never know. But I think you're going to do what you're intended to do. So I would bet money they are, because if you truly love a person, why wouldn't you want the best for them? That's how I feel about it. I would never begrudge anybody happiness. And life is very, very short. Robert's grandson came over Saturday. And him and his wife and his little son that he's just recently been reunited with. And his wife mentioned to me, do you realize that in one more week, it's going to be a year since our wedding? And Robert and I went to the wedding, and that hit me when she said, our wedding was a year ago next week. And I was like, where the hell did that year go? Where the hell did that year go? I mean, we got lost on the way there. It seemed like last week we were lost. Maybe we were. I went a bit mad for Natalie. Merch or crafts. My mom always said if she went first, she wanted my dad to have someone, but she told me who it could not be. Yeah, I'm sure there are those people out there, But yeah, I didn't begrudge my dad when he remarried after my mother passed. I just felt like that's what he needed to do, because I couldn't have had him moving in with me for sure. Which ultimately probably would have happened. And I would have gone along with it, but Yeah, I'm glad he went on and had 10 additional years of happiness. Why not? My grandmother, well, both of my grandmothers actually, their husbands, one of them passed away pretty young. She never ever dated or married again. And when I think about it, I just think that had to be the most loneliest life. And she wouldn't move out to Colorado where we were. And she had 7 grandkids out there. She wouldn't move to Colorado. And what a loss that was for her. I mean, she had the potential to have a great life and she blew it off. So, yeah, makes me think of C.S. Lewis. There are far better things ahead than any we leave behind. Is that not true, Mary? Get up each day looking forward to the promise of that day. And if you want that to be true, do not turn on the television. Get yourself a paintbrush and some nice Kuretake watercolors. And I promise you, your day is going to be much happier. I can say that with certainty. There's some free advice for all of you. I just love these watermarks, and this Kuretake paint is beautiful for it. I might be putting some of the water on too early, but yeah, kind of funky looking, isn't it? Dee Dee, I will not put big black circles on this, okay? So don't you worry. I am going to draw on it, though. Five colors seems to work out well. Where you've got plenty of colors to spread around, but there is still continuity. So I wasn't sure if I was going to go for 3 or 5, and I think 5 worked out really well. And again, I added some of that darker turquoise color to that blue. I like it. Now I've contaminated that blue, but who cares? All right, read chat. Thanks, Kat. Mom and Ken married in their 70s. Yeah, Dee Dee, your mom did the same thing. So good for her. And yeah, had a happy life with a nice man. That would mean I'm nearing that 70 number. And I can pretty much promise you that I'm not sure I'd do it again. But who knows? You never know. Definitely going to have to bring a lot to the table, you know? Like, I'm not going to put up with anybody's BS. Hi, Leona. Yeah, I did show the postcards very first thing. I think I had 4 of them. Right at the beginning of the stream, so you can go back and catch that. We got some good ones. They're all good though, so it's hard to say we got good ones because I mean I've been impressed with everything we've gotten so far. I think it's just proof that we all want to use our stamps more, and we've got a lot of participation. I think last week Dee Dee had said there was like 25. Well, now we're nearing close to 30 people participating in the swap, and that's a pretty good participation rate. So I'm really happy to everybody who joined us. And hopefully you'll be happy with what you get back. I can't imagine you won't be. Yeah, yours weren't in there, Leona. So yeah, I'll show them next week. Because when did you tell me you mailed them? Just the end of last week, if I remember right. So I'll just save them up and show them next Monday. And the deadline isn't until the 19th. So yeah. I'm going to actually do some of this direct from the pan and get really dark. Made a little mess here. Oh, well, I guess it can, no. I did pretty good judging how much paint I was going to need. Doing these abstracts is fun because there's zero pressure. You can't judge it because you don't know what you were going for when you started, Okay, last little square down here. And then we'll hit it with the heat gun. Take a break and read chat. Oops, look, I got some little bit of green in there. I'm going to pick that up. That's what I get for not cleaning my brush. I'll let that air dry until those blooms happen, and then I can hit it with heat gun. I haven't decided yet, Dee Dee. We can take a poll. Thanks, Terry. You're going to try it today? Yay, Alyssa. Put it on Instagram. Excuse me. These are from the 48 set, Barb. I had it on my wish list for years and years. I'll pull out a little bit. And finally just went ahead and ordered it a couple weeks ago. I just got the bill for it today. I just paid the bill today. And I haven't had a chance to play with it much, but what little bit I have, and I bought this, and I got the Art Nouveau set and the granulating set. And I have to say, I'm really loving them. I have not found a downside yet on any of the sets. I like all of them. They are uber awesome. And probably the best thing about them is the great big pans. I love them. Color selection, I think, is great. You get so many greens. Oops. You get so many greens and so many blues. Not a lot of browns, I will say that, but that's not a big deal because you can mix that easily yourself. But I think the color selection is excellent for a 48 color set. And it's probably the biggest set that I've ever bought. Now, I might have more of the Daniel Smith and M. Graham's, but I bought them individually. So I don't know. If you ask me, would I recommend it? I would say I wholeheartedly recommend it. I really do. Is Mary taken off? Bye, Mary. Yeah. I don't know. I'm liking it a lot. Dee Dee, what did you say about whether or not I should add the gold? Okay, Starla says gold makes everything better. All right, we need to take a poll about whether or not it needs the gold in between them. The one nice thing about the gold is it would definitely crispen up the lines. I don't have the silver, Jen. Dee Dee has the silver, but I did not buy myself the silver. So, yeah. Are you telling Barb to order herself a set of the paints for her wedding? I think it's a cool wedding gift. Why not? Let's see gold with these colors. And I'm really just dragging my feet right now, you guys, to let some of those areas go ahead and finish doing whatever it is they're going to do. If you blow it dry, you will not get the same effect. So the gold is pretty nice, Dee Dee. And then the next question is, after you add the gold, are you going to outline it in the black? Barb, of all the things I have shown you today, the gold mica, this is the most awesome stuff, honestly. I'm on the second jar of this gold mica, and I am not a metallic fan. I'm not even kidding you about metallics. I'm not a fan. But this gold mica, there is something so yummy about it that it's hard for me not to keep my tongue out of it. And everybody in chat will tell you. Oh, this is just called a ruling pen. And it's an old-fashioned tool. They still sell them, but it's an old-fashioned tool. And it was used for drawing different weight lines or rules, as the case may be. So it's a great way to apply it, is the gold watercolor. No, they call it ink, and it's thicker than watercolor. Very easy to handle, either with a brush or with a ruling pen or a dip pen. The one thing I didn't like, and that's why I started using the ruling pen, is it dries very quickly. And when I was using it with a dip pen, I just felt like the ink wasn't flowing But in this, where you can fill up the reservoir a little bit, it doesn't dry out as quick, and so it tends to flow a little better. And most of the stuff I was doing, I'll just pull this down while because we're getting close to all dry, but let me just pull this down. I was using it mostly for making these circles on crack art. And I could have just as easily done a paintbrush, but I'm not as steady with a paintbrush. And then the dots I've been using a dotting tool with. So this was kind of where I got hooked on the gold, and I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, there's just no downside to it, Barb. Look at that. It's so nice. It's so nice. And if you like the ruling pens, they're cheap. Like you can get a set of 3 for like $7 or something. So this is where I really started using it and loving it. In fact, when I ordered it, I thought, why did I order that? When am I ever going to use that? I won't use that. And now here I am selling it online. Yeah, she's at $200 right now. That's a cheap wedding gift as far as I'm concerned. And if you've got his credit card, sky's the limit. Hello. All right, let me see. And then I'll hit it with a heat gun. Oops. Maybe if I did just a very fine outline in the black. I think I will. Okay. Y'all don't need to know that, but I had to try it. Yeah, I definitely will be outlining the gold if I do it. Okay. Did we take a poll about whether or not these lines should be gold? I'm thinking maybe they should. All right, I'm going to pick up some of that purple. Look at what happened. I splashed some of the yellow into the blue. You got your peanut butter in my jelly. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I'm just going to pick up a little bit of it so it dries a little bit quicker. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun right now. Right now. Yes, gold, no black. Okay. Dee Dee says no black. Oh, my God. I might have named the wrong person Bossy Butt. Just saying. I think that's the second time I've said that. Can I put black on it, Dee Dee? Devin stepped away. You definitely did. Happy wife, yes. All right. Dorothy said yes, gold. Okay. But can I draw on it in black, Dee Dee? That's what I need to know. Like I added not a lot of black on this one, but I added some black dots. And can I at least put black on it? Don't outline the, okay. All right, we're doing the gold. All right, let me find some of the other tools that I'm going to need. I'll use a white jelly roll. Probably, which black pen do I want? Probably this one, the needle eye. And then some white or black ink. Should I put the gold on first? Because the nice thing about that is it dries really quick. Okay, I'm trying to decide. All right, up here is dry. All right, y'all are making me do it. Hope I'm not sorry. Because believe me, I will get on camera and talk bad about you. Don't think that I won't. I will. And it won't bother me even a little bit. Let's see how. All right. I think it's all dry enough that I can actually put my hand anywhere on it that I want. I'll start upside down. Show the eye pen. The needle eye. They're really inexpensive. Any of these Uniballs, Dee Dee turned me on to 2 of them. This is the eye needle, and I'm going to guess that the nib on this one is a 3. It's a nice size nib, and it is waterproof, and that is my requirement. And then the other one, if I reorder these, I probably would reorder this one and not. I got 3 of these out. What the hell is wrong with me? There's another one. What's that other Uniball, Dee Dee? I know I've got it somewhere. It's not. Is it this one? No, Uniball puts their. I don't have one here. I guess I carried it off. Anyway, order the eyeball needle. No, here it is. The Uniball Air Micro. And the only real difference is it doesn't have that nice metal nib, but it's got permanent ink too, but it's a fatter nib. So that's why I have both of them out. But this is by far my favorite. And then she also made me buy, stay away from Dee Dee. That's what I'm going to tell you guys. Stay the hell away from Dee Dee. You end up with stuff you, this IdentiPen, and it's permanent as well. And you get a fat nib on this end that's felt, which I probably already crushed, and then a real fine nib on this end. But this acts more like a Sharpie than this. This acts just like a ballpoint pen. Yeah, Uniball Needle Eye. Love them. Love, love, love them. Now my ink is probably dried while I was running off at the mouth. And I could get this line a little bit more narrow, but not much. If you want a real, real narrow line, you're going to have to use a paintbrush. Now I have to fix that. But for application, these ruling pens are really nice. And the ink, the gold ink does not absorb the watercolor like some products would. I think it's because it has the properties of ink rather than watercolor. Started on the right where my hand has to go. Now that's exactly how brilliant I am. Look at, I just put my hand in it. Michael's has 40% off. You know, I have not been in a Michael's in years. And there's one right down the street from the Hobby Lobby. But I got mad. Well, I didn't really get mad. I just kind of got disgusted at Michael's because it seems like they never had anything new. You know, at least when I go in Hobby Lobby, I might find something new. And they're always switching up, of course, for holidays. But I just would go into Michael's and say, well, it's the same crap that was here that last time, and they haven't gotten any better. Okay, Dee Dee just tagged Zenjen to take over the enabling duties. We're all a bunch of enablers. I don't know how we identify who's better or worse, frankly. But that's one thing I like about the community. Half of this stuff I would never have known about. And look at how miserable my life would have been if I didn't have all this stuff. I'd still be using Bic pens and Crayola markers, you know, like I'd have nothing. Sometimes I'll hit this off so that I don't end up with a blob of ink, and that probably is something I should tell you guys, is that if you don't knock it off, you will end up with a blob of ink at the nib or at the tip. So, all right, Dee Dee, I'm going to agree with you. I like the gold, and I'm able to clean up some of these raggedy edges that I created. So, probably was an okay idea. What, Janet Michaels has tubes of Daniel Smith watercolor. I'm not sure if mine did, Kat. It was a small store. And that sort of stuff I order always from Blick. Well, I can't say always. I did get some of the sets of the Daniel Smith through Amazon. But yeah, if I want just a tube of paint, like Payne's Gray, which I need to order, I just get on Blick's and order it. And Blick's been having actually some pretty good sales lately on watercolor paints. And if you order stuff like that, get on their mailing list, because they'll warn you early about sales on, you know, stuff that you might order frequently. So that's kind of nice. And I'm not necessarily recommending Blick, but I know it's one place I can always go and find exactly what I need or want. And if you need customer service, you can actually talk to somebody. And that's starting to really hack me off, that most of these companies, you can order online, which is really awesome and convenient. But if you have a problem or a question, okay, you're screwed now. You're on your own. Get over it. I'm going to try something before I call Hulu. Does anybody else have Hulu? I'll ask you guys if you're having the same problem. I've pretty much gotten rid of all my streaming. I don't have Netflix, no Paramount, no Disney, none of that. I have Hulu and Amazon Prime, and that's it. And that's all I'm going to have. But this last week or so, Hulu has been kicking me out, like completely out of the app. It takes me back to my main menu, and I'm using an Amazon Fire Stick. Is anybody else having that? And I don't pay for the premium, no commercials. So they've always had trouble with the seamless commercial thing. Like it would glitch when they would gonna insert a commercial. But this last week or so, I mean, it's throwing me out 3 or 4 times a night. You have free Hulu? I don't know if there is free Hulu. You got to be paying, well, it just went up. It's $7.99 a month, but you got to put up with their damn ads. And I don't know what the commercial free package is now. But yeah, it's been booting me all the way out. So I'm sitting there just happily watching something. Next thing I know, I'm looking at the main menu screen. It's like, what's this about? Hulu. You pay $20 a month. Okay, so you get no ads for $20, and I pay $7.99, and I have to put up with being kicked out and ads. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're making your life so damn miserable that you'll just finally say, okay, I'll take the no ad one. Dee Dee, is that you? Damn, I'm getting a lot of texts here. Somebody must be really trying to get a hold of me. Yeah, exactly, Jen. They force you into upgrading no matter what. They want to see you dip the pen in the ink. Yes, it's me. They want, okay, to know how much ink. Okay. The amount of ink that you get when you dip it in really is dependent on how wide you have the two little prongs. Okay. So when I dip it in, I just dip it in, I don't know, a little bit over a quarter of an inch up to a half an inch. And right now it is drying. So I need to probably wash it. But then you can alter, and I'll do it when I'm done here because I want to keep my line width about the same. You can alter the width of your line, and the beauty of the ink is it's thick enough that it doesn't just run out like if you did watercolor. And I have used fountain pen ink in it, and fountain pen ink is a little thinner than this mica ink, and it works good, but you have to really tighten it up so you don't end up with a mess. But hang on, I'll go ahead and wash it right now so you guys can see. And I just dip it in the water and use any old rag or whatever I have to clean it off. Try and get in there and wipe off any excess water so I'm not watering down the ink. And then I just take it, and I haven't altered the width of the line, but this is how you would alter it. You just turn this little screw, and you can make it wider, or I've got it. I could make it slightly thinner, I think. And they all act much the same. They've got some Chinese versions on Amazon that are really inexpensive. But remind me, and I'll get some other kinds of ink out. And the mica in this ink does settle. So if you're going to be using it a lot for one particular project, you'll need to stop and shake it again so that your mica flakes stay, oh, there's a word for it. But yeah, so they don't sink to the bottom. And honestly, the ink isn't that expensive. What'd we end up paying for it, Dee Dee? I was surprised that you got this much ink because I've bought a lot of fountain pen ink, and fountain pen ink can get pretty pricey. And you get this great big bottle of this mica ink for, I want to say it's like $20, Dee Dee. Am I wrong? And believe me, I've spent more than that on fountain pen ink. But yeah, the beauty of this ink is it's thick enough that it doesn't just run out the end of your pen. I don't know anybody who has this ink that doesn't just love it, honestly. Look at what a dumbass I am. Start on the right-hand side. There's something wrong with me. And my guess is if you went on YouTube and looked up using a ruling pen, there's probably people who have a whole lot more information than I do. I mean, I've had this for years and years. I used to use it in work, actually. Excuse me. 12:30 currently on Amazon. Get out. So your flakes stay flaky. There, that's what I meant, cat and paste. 60 milliliters for $12.30. Okay, now, yeah, this is 60 milliliters. You got lovely ink from Birmingham Ink. I don't know that I've ever heard of them, Barbie. Do I need to look into it? Yeah, see, the ruling pen is really cheap. Y'all got ripped off. I got mine 4 or 5 months ago for the same price. It's now $12.30. Apparently. I wonder if demand is, I mean, because between Dee Dee and I, probably everybody we know has it by now because we both just rave about it. And look at what I did. I just put my whole damn arm in that paint down there. That's how dumb I am, you guys. But I have to, I'm going to brag on myself. I really am. Have you guys ever heard of a game show? And I think Robert's daughter turned me on to it while she was here one night after Survivor. She said, you got to go watch this show. And I watched it on Amazon Prime. It was the first season, but I think it's on ABC regular TV right now. And it's called The 1% Club. Have any of you guys heard of that? And I'll wait for an answer. And believe me, I'm not a huge game show person, but honestly, I'm at the point right now where that's probably better than any of the other crap they've got on. It is a little woke, but I don't know. I just play along and it's fun, so I can overlook some of the other BS. Ooh, that one got a little, I didn't knock the ink off, got a little wide. That's all right. We're going to live with it. So I'm waiting for you guys to answer if you've heard about the 1% Club. And for those of you who don't know anything about it, they ask 100 people questions, and they start at, say, 90% of the people got this question right. So that's the majority of people know this. Not heard of it. Is it like the weakest link? No. Okay. Barbara's saying she absolutely loves the 1% Club. Okay. Well, I had not heard about it, didn't know anything about it until this week. Jackie made me sit and watch it with her. But I didn't feel bad. And there are questions that are not necessarily general knowledge. I mean, I guess some of them are, but a lot of it is pattern recognition or just how your brain works, okay? And then they start with 90% of the people could answer this question. And then of the 100 people that are playing the game on any given night, they knock people out that get it wrong. And then the pot at the end of the night is somewhere around 100,000. And whoever gets to that end, having answered all the questions right, become part of the 1% Club. And some of this stuff is a little tricky to figure out. And I've watched it once or twice since Jackie left. And of course, I'm sitting there playing by myself because Robert could care less about any of this crap that I watch. No, it's on Amazon Prime is where I'm watching. These are old shows. Apparently, there's new shows on one of the networks right now, but I don't know if it's ABC, NBC. And Jackie said she thought it was Monday night, but she wasn't sure. Anyway, On 2 separate occasions now, you guys, I have gotten, I'm just bragging how freaking smart I am. I've gotten the 1% answer. Now, I might have missed the 40% question, but I got the 1%. So half the time, I'm not smarter than 40% of the people, but some of the time, I'm smarter than the 1%. But it is kind of a fun, if you like testing yourself. I could care less what the people on the screen are doing, but I like knowing whether or not I can answer the questions. And I got 1% 2 different times. I was like, damn, girl, you are so smart. And then I strut around here telling everybody how smart I am, just like I'm doing to you now. Because I'm so impressed with my bad self. I need to go on the show. You know, I think the pressure of being there and having to answer, I don't know that I would do that well under pressure. Because some of the questions are so tricky that if I was under any kind of pressure at all to get it right, because I could just lie about whether or not I get it right here. But being under that kind of pressure, I'm not sure about that I could do so well. But the one night that I got it, the first time I got it, it was, they had a bunch of jumbled up letters, and you had to use all the letters, but you could use each of the letters as many times as you wanted. I think there is an audience, but I can't think of whether or not there really is. But anyway, it was a bunch of jumbled up letters. And I do word games a lot. I like word games. As soon as those letters popped up on the screen, my mind unjumbled them and came up with the word inconceived. And then I spent the rest of the 30 seconds or however long it was trying to come up with something, and inconceivable, like, no, there's no A. And I finally decided, well, my answer has to be inconceived because I couldn't think of anything else. Sure enough, that was the answer. And 2 of the people, I think there were 4 people at the end that time, and 2 of the people got it. I'm a Rain Man. Yeah. How many toothpicks fall out of a container? I could get that. But I think it's, you will get an idea of what you're good at. Like if it's a math question, I'm not so good at them. I can't do math quickly in my head, apparently. But if it's anything visual, I'm good at that. Like they showed a symbol, and you had to decide what word that symbol portrayed. And I'll show it to you. I'll draw it real quick. Well, I can't remember the other answers than the correct one. But anyway, where's a piece of paper? And so many people got this wrong that I couldn't believe it. And I'm not going to do it fancy like they did, but it was something like that. And then you got 3 choices, and one of the words for it was iconic. And I got it right. I knew it immediately because it was IC on IC. Iconic. To me, it was just like, boom, the answer was just that quick. So many people didn't get that. So those are the kind of questions it is, it's just like brain teasers almost. But you learn what your brain is really good at. And mine is obviously visual or anything that has to do with words. And there we are with all the gold on it. Dee Dee, I'm glad I did the gold. I really am. It looks good. It looks really good. All right. Now we have to, I'll do some of the decorating on it. We all need to leave quietly. We aren't smart enough to be here. Dee Dee, you would do well at this game too. I promise you. You do well at it. But I think part of it is because you've only got like 30 seconds to answer. Of course, I'm just sitting on the couch. 30 seconds can seem like a really long time. But if you have to write your answer down and then confirm it, I imagine that 30 seconds goes really quick, you know? So I don't think I'd do well under pressure. Just saying, just saying. All right, I'm going to get some, let me get my dotting tools. And we'll start with some generic circles because there's nothing wrong with a good polka dot in your life. And some black ink. You do need to really, really shake that black ink. Where'd my black ink go? Oh, I already put it over on the table. Look at me getting all prepared. What the heck? Write down the questions. You can quiz us. Okay, I will. I could do that. Because it's Amazon Prime, I can stop it and start it whenever I want. Yeah, see, I love Jeopardy. I couldn't answer the questions, but I loved Jeopardy. And I used to watch Wheel of Fortune like 20 years ago. Now, if I watched it, I probably would just make fun of the people. Because that's what a pain in the butt I am. All right, that should be shook up pretty good. With my Mamba Jamba ink. Look at this thing. It's huge. I really was expecting a bottle about this big, you guys, and this thing is enormous. But I like games, you know. That's why we play Pictionary around here occasionally, because I'm a game person. All right, there's a little bit of black ink. I live dangerously, you guys. I just put my ink, let me see, on this little piece of acetate, and then hope to God I don't knock it off the table. Hi, Joe Lou. I would never go on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? That's just setting you up for stupid. Exactly, Cat and Pace. Is that still a show? Do they still do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I actually like that because I'm a fan of Jeff Foxworthy. And he was one of the hosts. I'm sure he's not anymore, but all right, let's just start. Let's start here at the top because, yeah, we'll start minor. And I might wish that I had gotten out black acrylic. Oh, no, that'll be okay. New show, Are You Smarter Than a Politician? Well, of course we are. Well, maybe we're not, because I don't get people to send me money for no damn good reason. So maybe I'm not smarter than a politician, and that's depressing. Why'd you have to bring that up, Joe Lou? In ink? Wowzers. I do the crossword. My husband does the New York. I do the New York Times every day as well. There's a New York Times app that you can download. You guys need to do this. And they have the Wordle game. Do you guys know Wordle? I didn't know what it was. My neighbor got me hooked on it. She said, no, go over to the New York Times website and you can play it every day for free. So I do that. I do the Wordle every day. Word. And when I first started it, I was really dismayed. I thought, man, I thought I was smarter than this. But I think a lot of it is just getting used to kind of how it works and the most commonly used letters and stuff like that. But I do that every evening after dinner. I do the crossword and Wordle, and sometimes I do connections. Hi, Colleen. You love Wordle? See, I do too. I think that's a good brain test, honestly. But if you're a word person, um, yeah, it's kind of easy. But I think I've got a big old long streak going right now. And did I say connections? I play connections too sometimes. And you can play it free with the app. So Robert's outside the window with the blower. So forgive him. Yeah, they have Sudoku on there too, CB. There's a easy, a medium, and a hard. And I do those depending on how I feel. I do. Okay, this one that I didn't do any water spots in, I'm going to fill the whole thing with big dots. I hope that's not too annoying for you guys. These dot tools are inexpensive nail tools. Yeah. Um, I got these with that cheap set of brushes that we bought. And I have become completely addicted with their perfect little dotness. Oh, he closed my breezeway door, thank goodness. Sometimes he doesn't, and I go out there and he's blown everything from the yard into the breezeway. I'm using ink. I'm only using ink because I bought this 55-gallon drum of ink. Um, but I would say acrylic, black acrylic, probably works a little better, to be honest. It just dries so fast. So, but yeah, to make a perfect dot, can't beat these tools. And if you're so inclined, you could use them for your fingernails and have polka dot fingernails. There you go. Yeah, I like word puzzles and stuff like that. I really do. Robert doesn't at all. I think he thinks I'm half crazy when I sit and do a crossword puzzle or something like that. No interest at all. All right. Try and spread it out. Yeah, I'm not going to squeeze one in there. And each of the ends of these, you get like 5 of these little tools, and each end has a different size dot on the end. So you end up with 10 different size dots. But when they get little, they're really hard to tell. Your husband's out there with a blower too? Yeah, I would just let Mother Nature take care of it, but apparently that's not okay in Robert's world. Robert's leaf blower. Okay, Kat, we're going to compete here. Whose husband has the coolest tools? Robert's blower, and I don't know how much it costs, don't care, is a backpack. And honest to God, if you get it too close to the ground, I swear to God, it will blow the grass right out of the ground. And I told you guys I'd been out helping him out in the garage, clean stuff up. And he had put the blower out in the middle of the garage floor. So I leaned over to pick it up to move it. I could barely lift it. I'm not kidding. That thing must weigh 50 pounds. He puts that bad boy on his back and goes out and blows the grass out of the ground. I swear to God. Blows it over to the neighbor's house across the lake. I'm not kidding you. Don't open the garage. Dee Dee always says her husband is home because the garage can be heard on videos. Looks like Ghostbusters, especially when he uses it in a snowstorm to blow snow. That's cool. So he blows the leaves over to the neighbor. He can't help it, Dorothy. It blows so hard, the leaves go back on the trees. Like, I'm not even kidding you. No, he doesn't blow them over to the neighbors. Robert's the kind of neighbor that he'll be over there blowing the neighbors, and they're sitting in the house going, that damn neighbor's over here blowing our leaves again. I'm not kidding. Or that damn neighbor's over here mowing our grass again. No, his is not rechargeable batteries. Robert's is two-stroke gasoline powered. Yeah. It is like the baddest lawnmower. I mean, he can stand in our yard and blow leaves 2 blocks over. Robert, we don't have that big a yard. Now, I have a little electric one that I use on the patio that's electric, and it does fine. It blows everything out in the yard for Robert to clean up later. Um, but I asked him, like, why do we need like a commercial grade leaf blower? I don't know. It is a beast. Bo has a backpack blower and an attachment that he can blow leaves out of gutters from the ground. Okay, see? All right. They're all freaks. That's all I got to say. We hang out with a bunch of freaks. But I have to say, I do like my little inexpensive battery operated one. It's real lightweight. It doesn't take any muscles. I don't know why this wouldn't focus there for a minute. Yeah. Boss is gas powered. The gutter attachment is a cool part. Yeah. Robert doesn't have a gutter attachment, but I only have gutters on one part of my house because the rest of it is so steep. Yeah, gutters wouldn't work. But if we had a regular house, yeah, I'd say the gutter attachment would be worth its weight in gold. If it kept you off the ladder, I'm all for that. Okay, now I'm going to add some more little baby dots. Aren't dots awesome? I love dots. All right, let's put it. So now I'm going to start emphasizing. I don't have any black down here. Let's move down here. I love the cauliflowers. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Oop. If you don't clean these off, the dried ink will make your dots irregular. Back to that old cleaning your stuff, you know? And I don't care if they're all the same size when I'm doing the inside these things like this. Come on, I think my ink is drying up. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to move this. This could be, move this a little closer. Go a little faster. This just takes a little bit of patience, but I like the way it looks, so I don't mind. When the darts start getting too big, it's time to clean your tool. Yeah, a regular dot. That is not even focused. Focus, you freak. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. COVID and flu vaccinations. Are people still getting those? I don't know. After everything I've read about it, I think I'd be a little nervous. Have you seen the statistics on side effects? I don't know anybody who's still getting them, other than you, Dorothy. But the side effects are pretty frightening based on what I've heard. But what do I know? I'm just here for the free Jello. All right, I'm going to put some white out. We still get them here. Got to make an appointment for mine. Cindy, don't do it. You are if you're ancient. Okay. We still get them here. I've seen that too, Leona. That is crazy frightening. The clots that the mortuary guys are pulling out. Said they never saw them in their life, and now all of a sudden they're pulling them out of every other patient. That's freaky. But yeah, I don't know anybody over here who's still getting them. I think they recommend them, like they're advertising them and stuff, but I don't think anybody's getting them. I don't know. I got pretty leery after Robert's cousin died, after she got her first shot. And the doctor, that was before they were suppressing what people were talking about. And her doctor told her daughter that it was the vaccine. And so when Debbie called and told us that Jane had died, that was when I started really paying attention, because of course then they started suppressing the news, so you couldn't talk about it. But her doctor was pretty adamant that Jane Francis had died as a result of getting the vaccination. And I know, people say, oh, there's always side effects of every drug. That's true. And I think that's why you have to be careful and you have to make an informed decision. I made my informed decision. Just saying. And I have never had COVID. I did get sick last January, but it wasn't COVID. It wasn't a respiratory illness. I think it was, in fact, the flu. Another thing that I find really odd, and I'm not afraid to talk about it anymore. Your mom died of COVID. My friend had to get a heart operation in her early 30s. Yeah, see, everybody's stories are so different. But yeah, Jane Francis kind of messes with your own body's antibodies. That's what I've heard too, Cindy. So bye, Barbie. Go have a great day. I'm waiting to get the combo flu and COVID. I'll be at number 6. Wow. Yeah, see, I guess just everybody feels a little different. I think this square right here is so cool. I'm not going to even mess with it. And I like this one with the hand too, Terry. I don't really want to mess with it. Ugh. The ones that are more boring, like this one, I definitely want to do something with that. And I think I'll do this small black dots in that too, because I like this down here. Yeah, I think everybody's just so different. I can't tell you what to do. I think my biggest single problem with the whole thing is, and I'll give you that they did not know what was going on and what was going to happen. So I'll give them that. But the whole mandatory thing, shutting down businesses, arresting people who kept their businesses open, trying to feed their families. That's when I started getting like, what the hell is going on? I was not okay with it. Your immune system is weak. You can't get the shots, nor do I want them anyway. I don't trust. Yeah, Leona. No, DD, but it's very mild. They are only asking people who are elderly. Okay, so it's, see, that was my part. Dee just said my feeling as well is I had a problem if they'd been giving us information. Well, and more importantly than that, not just giving us information, but I think, and I'm speaking only for the United States, okay, I don't know much about any other country or so don't think that I'm ragging on any country's government other than my own because I am a taxpayer here. I get my opinion. I think if we could trust the government, and my problem right now is I don't trust them, and COVID only made that trust more fleeting. I don't think they were telling us the truth. And then when they started literally impacting people's ability to make a living and feed their families. And if you're in the US, I'm sure you heard some of the stories about they literally shut down people's business for over a year and thinking that $600 or whatever they sent was going to keep people afloat. Well, that's baloney. And there was a gym in New York. I remember this story specifically. The guy wanted to keep his business open, and he had put in a lot of safety procedures to see that anybody who came to his gym would remain safe. They arrested him. Now he's spent how many years in court? So anything he might have had in the bank, they literally have ruined that man, ruined him. I thought the federal government was supposed to have the population's best interest at heart, and they have proved to me over and over again that's not the case. So if I start sounding like a conspiracy nut, I guess I have become one. I never thought I was, but I don't think it's the government's job to ruin people's lives. Dorothy, that's amazing. 92. I'm also near 70, Cindy, so we're about the same age. I'm coming up on 70 in a couple of years. We probably think alike, yeah. Well, honestly, Leona, I think that my eyes have been open to things that I never thought I would believe. So I'm a little weird that way, is that I really thought, that you could trust the news, you could trust the government. I'm about the complete opposite now. And Terry Brett is 70. So a lot of us are right at the same age. But I don't think I ever was like that. I was never a conspiracy theorist, trusted what I was hearing. And now I'm learning you were just a dumbass. You're a retired RN? Okay, Cindy. Yeah, see, and when I watched some of the nurses that were working during COVID, man, those people deserve all the praise in the world. I don't know if I want to mess with that little square right there, but I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what got me going on that. And I generally don't talk like this on stream. But But when Dorothy said she was getting a COVID shot, I didn't know anybody who still got them after the news that had been coming out that the shots sound scarier than the disease. And I haven't known that many people who actually got COVID either. So, and it could be just my experience because I live out here in the middle of nowhere. The first person I knew who got it was my actual mailman who'd been bringing my mail every day. But Robert and I both did pretty well. And maybe there's a segment of the population that you can't trust to use their own brain. I don't know. So I know if I'm sick 3 times after the shot with COVID. Yeah, now I've heard a lot of that. Okay, what else do I want to do? Let's add some gold dots just because we can, and we already got the gold. When I want to use gold for the dots, I just shake it up like that and then use whatever's left in the cap with the dot tool. So I didn't mean to upset anybody, so please don't think that I'm judging. I think it's up to each individual. I'm only going to get pissed off when the government gets involved. That's where I draw the line. And I wish I could still believe that they have our best interest at heart. And I'm sorry, but I don't believe that anymore. I've seen and heard too much, you know? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? But yeah, don't feel like you're being judged or anything. You do you. Only you know your situation. I'm not sure what all I'm going to do on this. I kind of feel like there's places that I want to add some lines and go around some of the, let's do that with a black. All right. Are they still doing COVID testing too? See, I haven't heard anybody lately say, oh, I had a COVID test. Like, you ain't shoving anything in my nose. I'm going to start with the really skinny pen on this really light block here. Except that this pen doesn't want to write. Probably should have done it on the other side of the blue, right? I wish it was appropriate to eat cinnamon rolls for dinner. Don't you? See, I've wondered a million times, you know, like, what are we not here in Leona? So, I don't know. I don't know. I hate that I can't trust anything anymore. Of all the things that has happened, that's probably my biggest single irritant, is that I just feel like we can't trust. And that's so wrong. I love the way this paint kind of separates. So cool. No crayons up on your nose. You don't know what you're missing. Nope, no crayons up my nose. Now, I think when I was a kid, I probably had BBs up my nose. who knows what I could have had up my nose. Okay, and I'm wondering, like this one seems perfect for that. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Probably should have thought about this because now I don't know where this is going to end up. Guess we're going to find out, aren't we? No smelling markers up your nose is a completely different scenario. Shantrix for quitting to smoking a 10-year study first and found out later it gave cancer. Are you kidding, Jolu? I've never heard that. There was one of them, one of the quit smoking remedies that my sister took. Was it Wellbutrin? But they found out later that it was causing depression, and the people who were taking it were committing suicide. Well, hell, go ahead and smoke. I think it was, was it Wellbutrin? I don't know, but I remember my sister took one of them, and she had mentioned that it had made her depressed. Maybe it was my sister. Maybe I'm confusing her with somebody else. I don't know, but I know somebody who took that and had really bad side effects. Maybe it was Shantrix. I don't remember now. But now they're finding it made cancer. Wow, that's scary. Scary stuff. Now I'm going to add some of the white. I don't know. No. That one's too cool to screw with. I got to come down here and do it on one that isn't quite so cool as that one. I am liking this, though. I'm going to do it in this one because this whole square right here is really kind of screwed up. Because I spread the yellow on it. Yeah. Goofball. I can come back in and add more of the paint too if I decide, you know. Maybe I will just add some more paint just to see. Before it gets too dry. This 3 hours goes so fast. Oh, the paint completely dried out. So are any of you guys going to try this? And keep in mind, that's going to dry quite a bit lighter than what it shows right there. So who knows how it'll end up. And I might go back in and emphasize some of these shapes too, if that square works out well. We'll see. All right, I want to see how many Didn't YouTube have an issue when COVID was mentioned in chat or in the channel? Yes, Barbara, they were taking it down. I'm not sure if they're still doing it. And if they do it, you know, yeah, I can't worry about everything. I'm not going to go through life being scared to death to open my mouth, whether it's in public, whether it's on YouTube, whatever. Yeah. Who the hell do they think they are censoring speech? We have free speech in America. Who the hell do they think they are? That's my gut feeling about that. Who the hell do you think you are? Because the problem with misinformation and censoring speech, now you got me going. Who gets to decide what's misinformation? The government? I don't want the government deciding that. We already have enough propaganda with the mainstream media. And now you're going to tell me that what I'm thinking or saying is misinformation? Truth of the matter is, free speech means that I can get up and say anything I want, true or not. You don't like it? Pound sand. How about that? So I think that's the most frightening thing when you start hearing people from the government or the media, either one, saying, oh, we need to control speech on any platform. I don't care if it's Twitter. I don't care if it's Instagram. I don't care if it's Facebook. I think what our government did during the last election and during COVID, taking videos down and dictating what you can or cannot hear, how are we going to know the truth? Or how are we going to know what we ought to at least start investigating? Who gets to decide that? That's where we have to draw the line and say, baloney. And I don't know where I heard this, but during the debate the other night, they said you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. You want to know the truth of that? You can. Now, people might beat the crap out of you, but that's not against the law. You can get up in a crowded theater and yell fire. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to create a stampede. They can maybe charge you with something else, but that's not illegal. And I don't want you deciding what I can say. How about that? And you don't have to like it. But the thing is, maybe if I say something that you don't like, it will spark a conversation. I think this, and this is why I think it. You think that, and that's why you think it. Now, let's talk about it and figure out, I'm probably wrong in some areas, you're probably wrong in some areas. But maybe when we're done, we'll have a common understanding of, we can get along even if we disagree. Believe me, Robert and I do it. Sometimes he pisses me off, but we stay together. And I could say the same thing about Jim. You're not going to agree with everybody all the time, but we should at least have the freedom to have the damn conversation. You know what I'm saying? Illegal is sick bird. Barbara, you are just too funny for words. Thanks, Devin. Yeah, Catholic. Yeah, we could get into a whole nother conversation, Leona. It is a difficult world to navigate. And that's why I think now more than ever is when we should be free to talk to each other. But see, what they're doing is making it impossible. You've got to be afraid what you say on your YouTube channel. You've got to be afraid what you put on Twitter. You have to be afraid of everything. What's wrong with generating a debate or a conversation? I'm going to like you even if I don't agree with you. We have other things in common. It's not just these things. So let's talk. What the hell? All right. Now I'm just giving myself a headache. And I don't mean to make anybody uncomfortable, but I want you to be able to know that it should be a safe space. Yeah. That's exactly what I think too, Leona. They don't want the truth out there. So if you guys try something like this, would you please post it and tag me so I can see what crazy stuff you guys come up with? I do like the colors. I like this. I'll be glad when I get it done. So y'all go out in the world and as much as it might irritate you, be kind. Don't kill anybody. Don't slap anybody. Was it? No, I sent it to Dee Dee that I wish I was an octopus so I could slap 8 people at the same time. Somebody sent it to me. So if you sent it to me, I think I passed that on. All right, you guys, go be kind. Thanks for spending your valuable time with me. I appreciate it. And I love you guys. See you later. Bye.